Main Media News with your anchors Jordan Owens and Jasmine Trejo. Sports with Shagayla Petty and Chris Mangual with the weather.
TV Main Media News. I'm Jasmine Trejo.
I'm Chris Mangual, filling in for Jordan Owens today.
On today's show, we'll be talking about Greek Week, an exciting event all about sororities and fraternities. We will also talk about skate and how the City of Commerce is finding a new way to raise money for their parks.
Also, A&M Commerce brings diversity on campus with the Multicultural Festival, with a variety of different foods and performances. That will be later on in the news. But first, let's talk to Crystal Reddick, a KTV reporter, about the intense Greenville City Council meeting. Crystal?
Thanks, Chris. And yes, it was exactly that, tension at the Greenville City Council meeting, whereas some members just frankly disagreed with the motions that were due to pass. The Greenville City Council held a special meeting Friday to take action and discuss issues in certain motions. The City Council meets regularly on the second and fourth Tuesday each month. The special so-called meeting was held to deal with a complicated and touchy matter. Members from L3 Communications and Herald Banner newspaper were in attendance. After returning from executive session, members finally sat down to discuss the issues in public.
Based on circumstances, they could revoke this. I'm not saying they would. I'm not saying I think they will. I'm saying they could revoke it.
Okay, let's wait. Jeff is
in executive session.
But
I'm
the
fine
insurance
going back
company,
and explaining it to it again if we need to do that.
The issue that was pressed was a recent lawsuit to the city from L3 Communications. L3 stated that the city spent money vigorously for reasons. The issue was a tremendous amount of money as a lawsuit to gain more funding for the city council to motion to join with ACE for the cushion of the Hartsville downfall. A new member of the committee disagreed a tad bit aggressively.
Which is, I mean, it's got to be brought up at some point. We have to decide right now. Like, this is huge. This is the insurance money for this lawsuit. If we agree today, it's over.
After tension and voices calmed down a bit, unfortunately, Jeff Daly was the odd man out and was outvoted and very disappointed in the process.
For those of you unfamiliar with the A&M Science Building, you may not know within is the state-of-the-art planetarium. Cooper Welch has more on this story. Okay, we have some technical difficulties going on right now.
One need stood out sorely. Shane Hasty, a student at A&M Commerce, had some insight as to why they built the planetarium.
Well, before the planetarium that's here right now was here, I don't think there really was a planetarium, and they threw some money together and decided to build one.
In January 2006, the A&M Commerce Science Building held a premiere in its own planetarium, and there have been shows ever since. During this month, the shows at the planetarium include The Violent Universe and Experience the Aurora, which premiered this Friday. Rebecca Malmberg, another planetarium goer, was doing cartwheels over what she saw.
It was really cool. It was really good. I like that it was narrated by Patrick Stewart.
Experience the Aurora shows viewers what the Aurora Borealis looks like in the Arctic Circle. And Violent Universe, featuring the voice talents of Patrick Stewart, former captain of the USS Voyager on Star Trek The Next Generation, details for viewers the violent forces at work that produces the beauty of the starlit sky. Shane Hasty shared on who he thinks would benefit from seeing one of these shows.
You know, really anyone. It's all really interesting stuff, and it's fun to learn about, but also it's like stuff that's really relevant to our learning, you know.
The A&M Commerce Planetarium helps students see stars in a different light. There's showings on Friday at 7 and at 8. To find out what the shows are, you can go on the A&M Commerce Planetarium website. Just Google A&M Commerce Planetarium. I'm Cooper Welch, Main Media, KETV News.
The university showed its support towards the nationally known case of Trayvon Martin. Over 50 students showed up at the Sam Rayburn Student Center to join it on the last-minute notification supporting Martin. The students wore hoodies in support of the tragedy and marched around the A&M campus. Petitions were signed and the event was broadcasted online to make sure that the rally is taken to the federal level. The school campus PD watched from aside to make sure the rally was a peaceful event.
This past Sunday, the Sneaker Crew Deadstock held a public shoe expo event, Kicks Exchange 2012. Kicks Exchange 2012 is a meet and greet for sneakerheads in the state of Texas to come together to buy, sell, and trade their sneaker collections. The event was held at Strange Ways in Dallas, and they supplied the food and drinks for those in attendance. Shoes that were on display included rare and out-of-print Nikes, Jordans, and exclusive Deadstock gear, as well as out-of-print vintage shoes.
Been doing this about 5 years now. It's kind of a smaller event, more scaled down than what we do for Kickspo. So Kickspo's at a bigger level, and we've gotten a lot of feedback from people wanting us to do Kickspo more than one time a year. So, and Kickspo's such a huge production, it takes a lot of time away from our regular daily lives. So we said, let's put together some smaller events, but more frequently.
Streetwear and sneakerheads unite in droves to each sneaker event, and Kicks Exchange was no exception. Hundreds of sneakerheads from all over the country were in attendance. The Sneaker Crew Deadstock hosted the event. Kicks Exchange 2012 serves as a precursor for Deadstock's huge shoe expo event called Kickspo, which will allow shoe collectors and vendors to come together and actually bring clothing and jewelry to the event. Kickspo will be held in July of this year at the Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
Food, fun, and Greek letters all gathered up for a certain reason at the Morris Rec Center. KTV News reporter Miles Eugene went to find out why.
The National Pan-Hellenic Council, Interfraternity Council, and the Multicultural Council all comprise together to create Greek Week. The week kicked off at the Morris Recreation Center with a cookout that was titled Meet and Greet the Greeks. With the sun shining, many activities were at hand for the students to take part in, such as basketball, beach volleyball, and swimming. The theme for this year is Picture Yourself Greek, a kind of in my shoes style concept. Tables were set up as well to show the letters to the student body and some of the accolades received by the Greek letter organization. A member of Delta Sigma Theta, graduate student Ebony Lewis, was the MC and really enjoyed doing the event.
Awesome time. A lot of people put in hard work to get this together. We just want you to come out, show your love, show your support. Shout out to all the Greeks.
Hot dogs, pizza, and bottled water was served by the members of Order of Omega for the student body, as well as the Greeks on campus. Lulu's Burgers also gave their time to provide some cold treats for the student body in the form of ice cream. There was a lot of support from the Greeks on campus as they came out to show off their letters. Assistant Director to Greek Life, Zach Shirley, also came out and showed his support.
Which basically provides an opportunity for the campus to meet and greet some of the Greek members of fraternities and sororities across our 18 chapters in Greek life.
The Greek Cook-Off is just the beginning of what we can expect to see during Greek Week. Greek Week takes place this week, March 26th through March 30th. I'm Miles Eugene, KETV, Main Media News.
And if anyone is looking to have a fun night out next week, the Morris Rec Center will be hosting Caribbean Night, Tuesday, April 10th at 7 p.m. At Caribbean Night, you will get a sneak peek into the lifestyle of an islander. There will be amazing, authentic Caribbean food and live music. Plus, students will be able to win some amazing prizes.
Students from Texas A&M University Commerce enjoyed the sights and sounds of the Multicultural Festival. Justin Joseph has the story.
The Association of International Students at A&M Commerce put together their annual Multicultural Festival. Students from all over the world represented their home countries by dressing up in traditional outfits. The event found much success from previous years.
More people came this year. It has become more popular. Last year, I think we waited like for 200 people, but this year it's more.
One of the newest features to this year's festival is the fact that the entire program was being broadcast via the internet.
So it's pretty nice to see, especially like our parents who are like, you know, miles away, they can actually see their student, like their kids performing, and especially like people from different countries, they actually see their kids representing their country.
During the festival, students from various different countries put on a talent show. But believe it or not, that is not the highlight of the evening. With food and drinks from over 50 different countries, this reporter can travel around the world in 80 plates. That AIS was trying to convey is to teach A&M Commerce students the differences and similarities of the international students. I'm Justin Joseph, KETV Main Media News.
See how A&M Commerce students are helping each other succeed.
Find out how playing golf and charity go hand in hand.
And the Campus Activity Board recently held a poetry event in the club.
Here at Texas A&M University Commerce Art Department, you'll be inspired to nurture your imagination and watch as it grows. What is art? For many, the answer is different.
Art is my love.
Our mission is to teach and prepare students to excel in the art profession, which includes fine and applied art, art history, and art teaching fields. What is art for you?
Art is beauty.
With our state-of-the-art facilities, students can display their talents with pride. One can't define art, as it is different person to person. So what is art for you?
Art keeps me going.
Join the family and become part of the Texas A&M University Commerce Department of Art. Visit them on campus or give them a call at 903-886-5208 to define your own art. So what is art for you?
Well, hello and welcome back to KTV Main Media News. Everyone likes to express themselves, and poetry is a way that your voice can be heard. And the Campus Activity Board wants students to have the chance to be heard by holding Poetry Night in the club. Students were able to take advantage of this event by reciting well-known poems and some of their own creations while enjoying treats that the CAB served. Campus Activity Board Chairman Richard Petty explains.
They were able to come, if they had wrote down anything or anything they had on their mind, they were able to express it and just be free and just let their voice be heard and let people know who they really were. This is Campus Activities Board, which means the students have input on what goes on. So we want them to have an input in the events as well.
Verse, that poem specifically is at the end of the track that Outkast did.
Accommodated with poet Carlos Robertson from North Carolina, the night continued with improv and some of Mr. Robertson's work recited himself. Students were able to leave inspired and well motivated with topics that range from life in college to a horse on the field at the poetry night.
Attention education majors, the teacher job fair is a perfect clearinghouse on campus to interact with other school districts looking to hire professional and talented educators. Dress in professional business attire and bring plenty of resumes. The event is being held Thursday, April 5th in the conference rooms A, B, and C of the Rayburn Student Center from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
The University of Texas A&M Commerce believes strongly in the importance of academic success. As a representation of their efforts, the Career Development Office has made tutoring easily accessible on campus. Reporter Devin Fulton has the story.
Chalk advertisements decorate the sidewalks around campus, targeted toward students who may be searching for help with classwork. Located on the first floor of the G Library sits the Peer Educators, a team of everyday students dedicating their extra time to offer assistance to anyone who stops in. These peer educators aim to be as relatable as possible, even to the extent you might find them completing their own homework assignments, or even the occasional visit to Facebook. Peer educator Haley Hassick shares just how important the student tutoring approach is to her.
We're just basically students helping students because it's more comfortable to go ask your fellow classmates and your peers for help than to go ask teachers and professors who sometimes you feel like maybe they can't